And in business news, Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria, MEMAN, and other key stakeholders in the oil and gas industry of Nigerian economy are calling for a review of the adoption of ethanol policy to enable all stakeholders have guidelines and standard for production, distribution, and usage of the product. They made this call in Lagos at the E10 Technical Workshop in collaboration with the United States Grain Council. Sunday Benibo was there and brought back this report.
Fuel that is commonly used as a substitute to petrol in vehicles. It is produced through the fermentation of plant materials like cassava, corn, sugarcane, among others.
A reliable supply of fuel ethanol.
These industry players at these workshops say ethanol blended into biofuel as a transformative energy source has the potential to change Nigerians' drive to a shift to a more efficient and affordable cleaner energy for sustainable economy, while advocating for policies to help drive their advocacy.
By the time Nigeria as a country start bringing ethanols and vehicles start using ethanols, if the right things are not done, then it will become an issue in terms of the intended use. We've had situations in the past where we have product that came with ethanol and we had issues of damages in vehicle. But if there's a policy in place, everybody knows what to do.
Up till now, there is no ethanol policy in place, and without a policy being in place, as a private sector, you don't really know how to drive your initiative.
They say for a smooth takeoff, investment in infrastructure is crucial for the ethanol industry and could save the nation about $7 billion a year.
The whole idea, even from the national policy on petroleum, is about developing, moving away from where you get an income from the barrels to actually creating the downstream industries. Ethanol is a very serious opportunity for Nigeria. We've had challenges implementing it in the past, but because we're all stakeholders present now, we have a better chance of working together to make sure that we have a greater success this time than we ever had last time.
But even though we're the largest producer of cassava, our productivity per hectare is not as high as in China. The amount of post-harvest losses we have, up to 40%. So by the time we have these investments coming in, and some of the members of the session here are people that are already producing ethanol from cassava. By the time we have increased investments, we can drive up our productivity, we can prevent our post-harvest losses, and then we have an increased yield of cassava, so more money for the farmers, and that increased yield provides both for food and fuel.
Participants in person and online express optimism about the future of renewable energy in Nigeria, an effort made to enhance participation by all stakeholders to foster the growth of ethanol in the oil and gas industry. Sunday Benibo, TVC News, Lagos.
The federal government has issued license to UTM to construct offshore for the first floating liquefied natural gas project, which has the objective of establishing a floating facility offshore in Akwa Ibom State. The project will process 324 million standard cubic feet gas per day of natural gas and produce 2.8 million tons per annum of liquefied natural gas. Elin Osamide Kings reports.
In February 2021, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority issued UTM offshore with a license to establish 1.2 million tons of gas per annum facility by processing 176 million standard cubic feet per day. The LTE was renewed in August 2023 due to an increase in LNG demand with an upgraded project capacity from 1.2 million tons of gas per annum. The company subsequently applied for a license to construct and submitted relevant engineering design packages for the increased capacity. After several reviews, today the NNDPRA is granting the company a license to construct.
President to grow the gas sector, and so that by 2030, in accordance with the Decade of Gas initiative, gas will drive the economy of this nation.
For the first FLNG in Nigeria, it's the first to be done, or the concept that came in, and we've reached a point of construction. So we're going to support UTM Offshore and Mr. Julius Roney and his team to ensure that we meet that objective and that timeline of 2028.
The project is bringing 500,000 tons, which will be domesticated. We're not going to export it, we're going to use it to support the domestic market. That is the first benefit for Nigeria, and that will reduce the pressure on forex, and it will drastically reduce the price of cooking gas to the last mile in every home in the country. The first gas will be out first quarter 2029. But 2028 will be the floating LNG will be in Nigeria.
The project, they say, aligns with the main aspirations of the PIA 2021, which includes the expansion of midstream gas facilities in Nigeria. Helen Osamede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Some company news. Bank of Industry has received 1.4 billion euros from the senior phase of its global loan syndication, representing a 42.5% oversubscription from international financial markets. BOI made this known in a statement, saying that this is the senior phase of another landmark transaction for the industry bank tapping the syndicate loan market. According to the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Mr. Olasupo Lucy, this is the largest syndication in the bank's history and is the testament to the hard work and dedication of the management to ensure that much needed low interest and longer tenured funds are available to the private sector, end quote, in line with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision. The performance of the syndication is a mark of confidence in the bank and indeed in the Nigerian economy and by foreign investors who perceive a bright future for the country. Recall that the Bank of Industry had raised some money via the long-term loan syndicate facility in July 2022, which was successfully repaid in July 2024.